Welcome back. Our next segment introduces us to a woman who has made it her mission to speak up for those abused in domestic situations. She's an expert because she's been there.
3 generations living together with all the love and challenges that involves. But for grandmother Kamal Dillon and her daughter Hannah, it's a picture of domestic harmony they once would have thought impossible. For it was as a new bride embarking on a marriage arranged for her to a handsome man from a wealthy family that Kamal's dreams of wedded bliss were shattered.
Almost immediately, a set of roles were given to me by my mother-in-law, and a few of them I remember. One was, whatever happens in your family stays in your family. In fact, the word she used was within the 4 walls of the house, and that my husband from this day is my God, that I was to worship him.
He would prove to be an angry, evil, and vengeful deity.
My memories of my family during my growing up years were that we were always scared. We were always so fearful of my father, seeing things that no child should ever have to see, witnessing things that no child should ever have to witness. I saw my mom being tortured. That's what I saw. I saw my mom being tortured in every possible way.
Within weeks of the marriage, I was hit. I actually ended up with a broken nose. And my crime was that I asked him not to drink too much and not to drive. And so from there, the abuse just went to the point where it had become daily and had become, it would increase in the magnitude. So if he had just hit me yesterday, today would be, okay, let's tie her up and then hit her.
I was permanently scared. With my father in my life, I was permanently scared. There wasn't a time where I wasn't worried that at any moment, at any time, he was just gonna snap.
And then it would go on to, let's shave her head, just part of it. Or, you know, he'd be smoking his cigarette and just touch me on my skin, just enough to burn the surface, and then ask me if I liked that.
He was predictable in the sense that we knew what he would do. He would hit my mom, he would torture my mom, but he was so unpredictable at what moment in the day could do it. And so always scared, always scared.
It had gone to the point where I refer to it as torture, where it would go on for hours, and it wasn't in the daytime, it was all night. And then he would sleep in the daytime while I took care of the kids.
Even, you know, being as young as 3 and 4, so scared that my mom wouldn't be there tomorrow because he would do a number on her so good, there wouldn't be a tomorrow for me and her.
But as Kamal's book, Black and Blue Sorry, records, God had another plan.
And I had made one of the most difficult decisions to leave them. Even on the plane at the airport, I could hear their screams. I could see their faces as if I was right there.
Sitting alone in an airport lounge, waiting for the international flight that would carry her to safety, she was approached by a stranger.
And so as I'm sitting in the corner, not wanting to talk to anybody, because my world had collapsed, a couple that were also going away, the lady came up to me and asked permission if she could sit with me and talk to me. The more I avoided this lady, the closer she came. And finally, when I raised my voice and for the first time, and I said, "What do you want? What do you want from me?" She said, "I just wanted to tell you that Jesus loves you."
Coming from a Sikh and Hindu background, Kamal knew of the Christian God, a man named Jesus, but she was skeptical.
And I thought, Jesus, if you really love me, I'm leaving without anything. You had given me so much. I had married into one of the wealthiest families. I was supposed to be a princess. Yet I've left worse than a beggar. I've got nothing. I need your help. And that's when I began my new journey.
It was a
And so
journey
the
that brought
next
her to
morning,
Canada.
I escaped with my children and went from one transition house to another out of town because he was looking for us. He wanted to end it. And because I had no person in my life that mentored me, that said, we'll take you on, we'll help you. I had a God that was invisible. But because he had done all these things for me that were good, I thought I'd put a bit more hope in him. I prayed about a lot of decisions. And I knew that in order for me to change something, I had to change myself. I had to become a better person. I had to be healed. And yes, we as a family went through a lot of counseling, therapy, and a lot of self-talk that I was something.
Today, she speaks up for victims of domestic violence.
It happens to women, it happens to children, it happens to seniors. Abuse doesn't look at anything. It doesn't look at status or your color or your education. It's just one person wanting to control the other. And so this book, as it's been distributed, people from every faith, age, gender have written to me.
The scars of abuse may remain, but she tells of a new source of strength and confidence.
I can do everything that I put my mind because I've got God on my side.
When we return, why a faith-based response will always need to be part of recovery work. That's next in The Wrap.